Hola, welcome to Spain, where we're going to be rebuilding Valencia of La Liga. This club is the second tier of the great Spanish clubs. You have the two Madrid teams of Barcelona, the top three. Then there's this wave of three teams in Atletico Bilbao, Valencia, and Sevilla, who's the next tier in terms of success in La Liga. Valencia right now is struggling. They're having all kinds of issues. They've spent majority of the season hovering around 12th, 13th, 14th place. Now, I'll put it in perspective. They've only finished outside the top 10 three times this entire century, so they're not used to this. So we're going to help give them a hand. We're going to rebuild them and see if we can take them back to Champions League glory. If you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. And hey, I take recommendations. Glad to hear them. So let's get started. Here's a look at Valencia's lineup, and as you see, it's actually a pretty good lineup and young. Gaia is one of the best left backs in the game. Guedes is 21, 23. Ratchik is 22. Kanjan Lee is 19. Soler is 23. And on the bench, you have the 17-year-old American Musa. I mean, this is a pretty solid lineup team. Do have a few players on loan. Got like 1 million that are out on loan. So I don't think this will take that long. It's just a matter of getting these players to grow and bringing them a piece or two. I'm probably definitely going to be, even though he's young, I'm definitely probably looking at center back, maybe right back, even though Voss can go right back, and then I can concentrate on getting him midfielder. So it's on to the transfers. First order of business is I'm going to go ahead and purchase the loan contract of Ferro, who was on loan to us from Benfica, and he's going to be our starting center back now. So we went ahead and upgraded that center back position, and maybe I'll send Ferro back out on loan. But we've signed Sergio Ramos. Yes, a long-time Real Madrid man. There's rumors he's leaving in a year, so hey, why not come to Valencia? I mean, and he was only going to cost us 38 million since he is 34 in this game, and as you get older, your value goes way down. So I'm going to take advantage of bringing in the best center back in Spain and still arguably one of the best in the game. Welcome to the club, Sergio. We sold Jason to West Ham for $9 million. We sold Cristiano Piscini to Sporting for $10.5 million. And it accidentally got deleted, but Dennis Cherchev is going to team in Italy for 11.2 million, if I remember right. So one of my objectives from the board is I need to sign a player from outside of Spain. So I went and found this player to fill in the depth on the bench. Imran Louza, 21-year-old center midfielder, is coming over from Nantes for $22.1 million. I'd say he's a pretty solid pickup for a third center midfielder. And we've sold veteran center back Ilakrim Mengala to Athletic Club for $4.5 million. A couple more player sales. We've sold veteran goalkeeper Hammi to Genk for $6 million, and Kevin Gameiro is going to Stuttgart for $6.1. And we've signed our goalkeeper for the future after this year, Luis Maximiano, the Portuguese. We signed from Sporting for $22.2 million. Welcome to the club, Luis. And even though he is a six-rated player, six-rated higher than Ferro, we've made room for Ferro to play, so we sold Gabriel Paulista to Real Madrid for $39.7 million. Again, Gabriel is 29, so this is one of those take a hit now to be better down the road. Well, we went ahead and decided to sell Mr. Jasper Celestin for $19.7 million to Besiktas, since they gave us a pretty good offer. I'm taking a chance here because That goalkeeper could have been the key to get us in Champions League. I'm hoping Maximiano is good enough, but this is a chance, so let's see if it works out. So we're sitting in third place in La Liga, behind Barcelona, who hasn't yet to lose this season and just crushing it, Atletico Madrid. But we're only 4 points up on fifth place Getafe, and we're in fact only 7 up on seventh, so it's a tight race. So, on to the transfer window. So I didn't think I was going to really necessarily need the youth academy because Valencia is pretty stacked, but for this first season I sent Musa, Codimendi, and I forgot the other one out on loan since they're 17, 18 in the high 60s. Let them see if they can get the rating way up. But apparently wasn't playing my loanies enough, so Garcia, Cutrone, and Oliva went back. So I literally only have 2 reserve players. So here's the list of players you're looking at. As you see, I've got a couple of nice 17-year-olds, even though their potential is kind of low. And I'm just going to go ahead and call up pretty much everybody. So here's the names. They're going to be. I doubt they'll really play much of a factor into this rebuild. And in sometime in the near future, I will either take a really low-rated team and do a heavy youth rebuild, or so I'll do something to show off the youth academy's advancement. So you've seen the list. Now time to see if we got any transfers. Since I've got all that money from selling Paulista to Madrid. So the one thing I didn't have was depth at the wide midfield spot, so we signed 23-year-old De Frutos from Levante for $16 million. I'd forgotten that half this team has release clauses and wasn't paying attention, so ended up having Manu Vallejo sold to Atletico Club Bilbao for $23 million as release clause. And even though he was one of the higher rated players on the club, he was unhappy and nothing I do about the contract, so Euros Ratchic's release clause paid for $57.5 million to Inter Milan. Oh, this is not what I need. And we've got our replacement center midfielder. We brought in Spanish Fabian from Napoli for $86.2 million. So one of the rare times you'll hear me during these transfers, but that's the end of the transfer window. Couldn't find the right combo to get because I didn't want to buy a player that would be right borderline interference the players' playing time that's currently playing and the young players who are growing as quick as possible. So hopefully this doesn't bite me in the butt, as I've already been bitten by the 2 transfer clauses that tore up my plans. But hopefully in the season here we remain in Champions League position, or at worst case Europa League positioning. See you at the end of the season. Oh, we just slipped out of the Champions League positions because of goal difference by 3 to Sevilla. Exact same record and points. Barcelona won the league easily, but somebody did beat them somewhere along the way. Oh well. Barcelona defeated Villarreal in penalties to win the Copa de España. Bayern beat Real Madrid to win the Champions League, so Barcelona didn't do the trouble. And Real Sociedad went on to win the Europa League over Juventus. And here's a look at the stats. As you see, pretty evenly across the board, as Mr. Ramos got 6 goals center back because he takes a lot of penalties. Assists, Mr. Voss led everybody with 8. Here's a look at how the team's going right now. It's growing nicely. Ferro's got up in the 80s. Ramos only dropped 2 this year, so he'll be a good center back for another season. So good growth. I'm a little disappointed because if I didn't goof up and miss those release clauses and kept those players, we probably would have been able to hang on Champions League, even though Fabian was an improvement. But c'est la vie. So we're going to season 2. We got some Europa League action, and we're going to try to hunt down a Champions League spot. Maybe crack the big 3. So we've made our signing. We've signed Marcus Lorente. He's coming over from Atletico Madrid for $114 million. Welcome to the club, Marcus. I keep making mistakes in this rebuild. Gonzalo Guedes had his release costs met by the Spurs, and unfortunately he was unhappy for some reason I don't even know, since I know he started every game. So I couldn't even renegotiate his contract, get rid of that clause. So we've lost the Portuguese left midfielder to the Spurs for $78.3 million. And we've made a swap deal and sold Adria Guerrero to Huesca. We got back a 23-year-old striker in Danny Escrichi plus $1.15 million. Don't know much about Escrichi, but I was missing a second backup striker just in case of injuries. And Guerrero was the third string left back behind Leto and Gaia, so he was never going to see the field. So got depth in a position that was lacking, and I got a little bit of money. Apparently I'm enjoying using Atletico Madrid as my farm team. We've signed the Frenchman, attacking midfielder, center midfielder, Thomas Lamar for $60 million. Welcome to the club. So Everton came to me with a swap deal, and actually I decided to take it. We have sold Daniel Voss to Everton for Tom Davies, and we got $160,000 back. Tom Davies, 77 rated, 23-year-old center midfielder, so good player off the bench. He's still 23, so he may grow a couple rating points to where I can sell him for a bigger fee. So, win-win for both sides. So we sold center back Jorge Sainz to Braga for $7 million. Being in the club after being out on loan last year, we have sold striker Ruben Sobrino to Crystal Palace for $3.5 million. So as you know, we did qualify Europa League action, and we got in a group with Lech Poznan, Young Boys, and Besiktas. So as a group, I like our chances of winning. So, and for the transfer window, if you've done the math, you will notice I have like $60 million in the bank. And as much as I could have tried to get a player, it was for two reasons. One, I couldn't find a player that would make a big difference in the starting lineup for that amount of money. So, and if I didn't want to get a older player to go on the bench, because this squad is young, so I want to give them a chance to get in the game and grow. And the second reason is I really couldn't use this information on the website I used to look up potential and different stuff like that, because my laptop's in the middle of about a 3-hour updating process, and it's taking forever. So, with all that being said, I've got money in the bank for a mid-season transfer, depending how we look in the league and in the Europa League. So, let's find out the results of this group stage in 3, 2, 1. And look at that, easily winning the group like I was thinking we would. We only had 2 draws. In the round of 32, we get Everton, who we happen to make the trade with. Sending Mr. Voss over there. So, how are we doing in La Liga? We are sitting in 5th. Behind, but we are only 1 out of 4th, the final Champions League spot, which is Real Madrid. Look at that. Real Madrid's only lost once, but they've drawn 8 out of 18 games. Wow. Barcelona on top of the league with a good advantage. Only giving up 8 goals all season. Wow. So, I need to decide what kind of moves I'm going to make this transfer window, or if I'm going to just let that money roll into next year. I don't see it all going there, but let's find out. So, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a deal with our farm club, apparently again, Atletico Madrid. We've signed Mario Hermoso for $62.3 million. I'm going to be putting Ferro on the bench with his 82 rating, anticipating Ferro to take over Ramos' spot next year, because Ramos, even though he's at 86, will decline a little bit more. So going next year, he'll probably be 84 rated. So I'll probably go ahead and make it and send him away for cash next year, and then Ferro will take over for him. So anyways, Mario, welcome to the club. Once again, we just missed out on Champions League position, finishing 5th. This time outside the Big 3, Real Sociedad took that spot. Barcelona won the league again. The Copa de España was taken by Real Madrid over Barcelona. Look at that. We pulled down the Europa League ahead of Manchester United. We will be going to the Champions League next year. Oh, thank you, Europa. And we took down the team that's second in all these rebuilds and Europa League titles, so not another one for you, man. And in the Champions League, PSG took out Liverpool. And look at our stats. Our front four spread out the goals between Canton Lee to Mr. Soler, 15 plus, and Fabian pitched in 15 assists as well, so a total of 35 goal contributions. So here's where our lineup looks. As you see, everybody's in the 80s or above. Pretty obvious there's three positions lacking behind everybody else: Correa, Maximiano, Lee. So maybe looking to upgrade the goalie first, because we're not going to get a whole lot of right backs a lot higher than 80. So we'll see. And we do have quality on the bench with two 80 players, but like mentioned, I may go ahead and sell Ramos before he really starts hitting the walling, though in 2 years he has only dropped 4 rating, but I've also got Mr. Farrow sitting at 83. So we'll see what we do in Season 3 and some Champions League football. Maybe we can break through for another trophy or title. And we went out and got one of the best goalkeepers out there, Brazilian Ederson's coming from Man City for $144 million. Oh, this would drive some people in Madrid nuts. But we've sold Sergio Ramos to Barcelona for $33 million. We've sold young center back Guillaume Molina to Cagliari for just a shade under $3 million. So we've sold Thomas Lemar to Liverpool for $70 million. Let's see if we can go find his replacement. So I've decided Soler's going to slot back into the midfield, and we're going to bring out the winger and former Valencia player Ferran Torres. He's at PSG, and we're buying him for $113 million. In real life, he's at Man City and not getting in as many games as some thought he would. So here's a look at our Champions League group. We've got Moscow, Standard Liège, and Chelsea in our group. So obviously the Chelsea's going to be tough to get over for number 1, but I think we should finish second, but you never know. So let's go to the beginning of January to see if we make it through. Before we get to those results, though, once he got healthy, we sold Luis Maximiano to Lazio for $58.1 million. And we have won the group. But look, surprise, Chelsea didn't make it out of the group. They're down the Europa League. Spartak Moscow is going. That's impressive. Anyway, it's round of 16. We take on Lyon, the French team. So, can we crack the top 4 in this season's La Liga? Let's see where we're at. Yes, we're sitting in third. 3 points ahead of Sociedad and Atletico. And just 1 behind Real and 4 behind Barcelona. Mr. Ter Stegen, look at that. He's only given 11 goals in 18 games. So, let's see if we do anything in this transfer window. And if not, well, you'll next hear from me when we're heading to France. So I've decided to go out and get a right back for the rest of the year, maybe for next year, while Correa is still growing. We've signed the Spaniard Daniel Carvajal, coming over from Chelsea for $68 million. So here we are in France, take on Lyon. We got our full lineup in. Can we leave with a victory? No, and we didn't get a away goal either. 0-0 draw. And here we are at home for Lyon. Again, no injuries, normal lineup. Can we pull out the victory? Yes, 3-1 victory at home, and I talk about goals for Soler and a brace for Gomez. On to the quarterfinals. And we're taking a trip to San Siro for the quarterfinals. We've got Inter Milan playing on the road. Alright, again, regular lineup's good to go. Let's get on the match. We're leaving with a victory? Yes, 3-2, goals galore. Soler, Fabian, and coming in, Correa, Thierry. scoring the third goal to give us 3 away goals. That's a solid result. So here we are back home in Spain. We are missing Ferro due to yellow cards, and we're also missing Correa. But Correa's just the backup Carvajal, and Leto can be just fine, but the loss of Ferro could hurt. But we're taking 3-2 lead in this match, and we win this 2-1, 5-3 in aggregate. Goals by Fabian and Lorente. Thank you, gentlemen. Off to the semis. So, in the semis, we will be taking on PSG, while on the other side, one of our nemesis, Barcelona, will be taking on Dortmund. So, no league from the Premier League. That's rarity. But let's get on to the semis and start with the home leg here in just a moment. So here we are taking on PSG here in Spain. Look at that, Neymar and Mbappe up front. Definitely a duo your backline doesn't want to see. But we got to see them. Can we succeed? A 2-1 win, and we missed a penalty. Oh, that'd been big. Mr. Lee up front scored, and Fabian scored. Way to go, guys. And here we are at PSG with a 2-1 lead. But the problem is Mr. Gomez is out due to yellow cards. So looking at everything, Mr. Ferran and Torres is going to be at striker, and De Frutos is going to be our left midfielder for this matchup. So can we take advantage of the lead we got? 1-0 win, Mr. Hermoso with goal 30th minute. Wow. Truly wasn't expecting that. But, hey, we'll take it. Run to the finals. Wow, we do not have to face Barcelona in the final, which, if you watch many of these rebuilds, that's almost like a secure spot for them. But that means this Dortmund team, I'm guessing, will probably still have Haaland and Sancho and Reina, guys that have potential up in the 90s. So let's take a look at our results from the rest of the season before we get to the Champions League final. And look at that, we pulled down the Liga title with 90 points, 2 ahead of Real Madrid. And look at this, after dominating the league the first couple of years, Barcelona finished 5th. They're not even going to do Champions League football next year. How about that for a shocker? We lost in the Copa de España final to Real Madrid 2-0. But at the beginning of the year, we did beat PSG on penalties to take the UEFA Super Cup. Europa League winners won out in that one. Speaking about Europa League, it's coming back to Spain again. Sevilla defeated Spurs 2-0. So here we are playing the finals against Dortmund, and look at that 4-1-4-1 formation they have in the shifting. I don't think I've ever seen it that way, and I'm pretty sure it's not how I've seen the Dortmund lineup before. So I guess the CPU did some adjusting. I don't know, but as you see, they have Brandt, Sancho, Cleticar, Chilwell, John Stones, Emerson. That's a pretty stacked team we're going up against. But, hey, we're in the finals, so that's why they play these games on paper. Can we pull off the victory? Yes! We won it in extra time. Mr. Lee with a goal in the 96th minute. Carvajal and Solera goals earlier. Wow. That's year 3, and we've got a Champions League title. That's tied for a record. On the year, Mr. Gomez led the way with 32 goals. But the thing is, look at all these guys with 10 or more assists. Ferran Torres pitched in with 9. I have to say, this is probably the most assists I've ever seen on a club for one season. Pretty impressive stats. Pretty offensive team. And here's a look at the ratings for everybody. Pretty solid team, but I mean, I have to say, this might be one of the lowest total ratings of a team I've ever had win the Champions League title. And the thing is they're growing. The only player, let's see, Ederson's 29. Yeah, Carvajal's the only player over 30. I guess the acquisition of him to take over as the right back spot was a key. So anyways, as you know, in these rebuilds, every team gets a chance to defend their title, and I think this will be definitely one of the harder ones, since Again, as I repeated, they're not the highest rated team, but there will be growth. So you will see a quick version with just a review of the transfer window for the year, and then we're going to see all the results for season 4. See if we can repeat as Champions League champion here in Valencia. At the beginning of the year, we took on the Super Cup for the second straight year, defeating Sevilla. We did not win the Copa de España, which we failed to win at all in this rebuild. We did defeat Real Madrid to win the Supercopa. Another close race. We took home another La Liga title by a single point over both Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Wow. Leipzig defeated Sociedad to stop the dominance of the Spanish League and the Europa League. And Juventus defeated Real Madrid to win the Champions League. Where did we lose? We lost in the quarterfinals to Juventus on away goals. Oh, man. Well, look at the stats. Had a monster year from Kenjin Lee. It's interesting how him and Gomez have switched off year to year and who was the more dominant goal scorer. Fabian with another solid 35 goals contributions. So here's the stats for the season. Here's a look at the final stats. Vizcaya got up to 93. We had Gomez got up to 91. The rest were in the high 80s, low 90s. So that's it for this rebuild. As you see, Valencia has a lot of talent and really no reason why they've been struggling in the bottom half of the La Liga this year. Thank you guys for watching. Next rebuild will probably be going back to England. Got 2 going right now, and I believe that's the one that will get done first. So appreciate your time. Like and subscribe below. Comments, anything, a team you'd like to see done. I think I will be doing a special 20th rebuild where I'll let you guys pick. I'll let you know which video to leave those comments on. It'll be one of the next couple. So thanks again. Enjoy the spring, and I'll see you in the next rebuild.